We live in a world hypersaturated with immediate stimulation and frictionless rewards. With just a few taps on a screen, endless entertainment is unlocked, and physical goods arrive at our doorstep overnight. Modern society is perfectly optimized to transform the human subconscious into a passive hostage to short-term gratification. Even when we construct ambitious, long-term strategic plans and vow to transform our lives, almost everyone experiences the frustration of collapsing before immediate temptations and superficial comfort. We postpone critical execution to indulge in cheap digital dopamine, trading long-term growth for temporary ease, only to fall into a cycle of severe regret. When this pattern repeats, individuals internalize a limiting self-identity, labeling themselves as undisciplined or incapable of sustained achievement. However, this is fundamentally not a flaw in your moral character. The true explanation is that your subconscious remains governed by an ancient biological mechanism designed over millions of years to prioritize immediate resource consumption for basic survival. The capacity to suppress immediate impulses in service of monumental returns years in the future is not an innate personality trait. It is a high-level cognitive skill acquired by training your subconscious, self-control architecture and rewiring your neural pathways. High achievers who command absolute sovereignty and build enduring empires never allow their trajectory to be dictated by fleeting moods or immediate cravings. They operate a cold, highly engineered execution system that defers immediate gratification to lock onto a massive long-term vision. This exact psychological mechanism was masterfully analyzed from a developmental and behavioral economics perspective by Walter Mischel in his definitive classic, The Marshmallow Test. As a professor of psychology at Stanford University, Mischel scientifically demonstrated through his iconic experiments that the capacity for delayed gratification in early childhood is the single strongest predictor of adult academic achievement, financial prosperity, health, and social impact. He introduced a profoundly disruptive principle. Self-control is not an unchangeable personality trait, but a cognitive skill that governs the interaction between the brain's hot, emotional impulse system and its cool, rational execution system. The reason most people fail to sustain long-term progress is because they remain trapped in the passive habit of reacting instantly to the hot signals generated by the primitive limbic system. While the hot circuit triggers intense cravings for immediate pleasure, the cool circuit managed by the prefrontal cortex enables logical reasoning, long-term planning, and impulse suppression. Elite performers do not wage an exhausting war of attrition against hot cravings, using raw, limited willpower. Instead, they deploy sophisticated cognitive strategies that cool down immediate triggers, while making distant future rewards feel intensely real in the present moment. Settling for immediate comfort out of subconscious momentum is an act of profound irresponsibility toward your future self. Mastering the cool cognitive system to defer short-term pleasure is the absolute prerequisite for liberating your life from the cycle of impulse. The subconscious errors that paralyze our long-term vision and trap us in short-term routines operate through three distinct systemic phases. The first phase is the severe distortion of hyperbolic time discounting. The subconscious mind assigns an unrealistically low value to massive future achievements, while wildly overvaluing immediate, trivial pleasures. It is a biological misfire, where a person trades the immense, transformative reality of financial freedom 10 years from now for 10 seconds of cheap digital dopamine right now. The second phase is the unmonitored exposure to hot triggers. When a temptation remains within direct line of sight and arm's reach, the brain's hot circuit activates aggressively, completely hijacking rational cognitive processing, leaving a smartphone on your workspace while relying on raw willpower to ignore. It is the exact equivalent of pouring gasoline on a fire and hoping it extinguishes itself. The third phase is the profound emotional disconnect from your future self. The unmonitored subconscious views the version of you 10 years in the future as a complete stranger because it fails to empathize with the pain, poverty, or regret that your future self will suffer. The present self feels entitled to squander vital time and resources on immediate comfort. As these three distortions solidify, your long-term vision vanishes, leaving you as a passive slave to daily impulses. Breaking free from this short-term bias and establishing a high-performance, self-control architecture demands three non-negotiable structural shifts. First, you must practice cognitive cooling strategies. When confronted with a tempting distraction, do not attempt to fight it with brute force. Instead, mentally restructure the trigger into an abstract or unappealing form. just as children in the marshmallow experiment succeeded by imagining the sweet treat as a flat, inedible picture. You must train your mind to view digital distractions not as sources of entertainment, but as inert, low-value plastic objects. Second, you must institutionalize pre-commitment mechanisms. You must eliminate the option for your future self to succumb to temptation by making binding decisions in advance. Deploy software that forcefully locks down distracting applications, or place yourself in high-stakes environments where failing to execute incurs severe financial or social penalties. Third, you must systematically strengthen your emotional connection to your future self. Spend time every day vividly visualizing the exact reality your future self will inhabit 10 years from today. When you force your subconscious to experience the profound triumph of your future success, alongside the acute pain of future failure caused by present laziness, your mind naturally overrides immediate impulses to lock onto your long-term vision. Monumental achievement and lasting wealth are never the results of erratic bursts of willpower. They are the compounded output of an automated, subconscious system engineered to defer immediate gratification in pursuit of a massive vision. If your long-term goals have repeatedly collapsed under daily distractions, it is not proof of a weak mind, but definitive evidence that your immediate environment is optimized to trigger your hot emotional circuits. Now that you understand this neurobiological reality, stop surrendering your future to cheap, temporary pleasure. Sever the chains of short-term impulse and construct an internal environment engineered exclusively for long-term execution and exponential compounding. Mastering the discipline of cognitive, cooling and committing to your long-term vision every single day results in a monumental transformation of your life and assets over time. Take absolute ownership of your subconscious systems and dominate your execution matrix. The power has always been and will always be entirely yours.